we're live already, and I want to welcome people to first ever O2Armor sponsoring the Wisdom of Pioneering Women series. And we've invited 10 amazing people, plus my lovely wife, who's going to talk for a few minutes during the day, and to talk about what it is to have a vibrant and healthy life, and your story and your vision for the world. So this is going to be a great time. So today we have our first guest is Amy Robbins, owner and creator of Alexo Athletica. And so what I would like to hear from you is what was the motivation and inspiration to start this great business, and what do you do with the business? Explain.
Yeah. Absolutely. Well, first off, I just want to say hi to everybody that is tuning in right now. Hello. Thank you for joining. I'm so excited to be here today. And Cliff, thank you for inviting me onto this, because I think that exploring ways that make people have a more healthy, vibrant life is just so important to everybody. And so to be able to come on today and to speak to all of you, I'm just extremely thankful. So thank you for that right off the bat. Yes, I am the CEO and the co-founder of a company called Alexo Athletica. And I've got to say, Cliff, that's a hard one to say, and you did a really good job with that. So kudos. So good job. So my company is an athletic brand. We were the first athletic brand on the market that gave women the opportunity to carry self-defense tools on their body and do it in a stylish way. People ask me all the time, how did I get into this? Because it's really crazy. I didn't have a background in fashion design. I didn't have a background in manufacturing, but what I did have was a personal need myself. I'm a big, massive runner, and I was training for a marathon several years ago. This was back in 2015, actually. And at that time, I didn't carry a self-defense tool on my body when I ran, because I felt like I lived in a very safe neighborhood and nothing had ever happened to me before. So I didn't really think that I had a need for it, until one day the circumstances changed when I was followed and harassed by a van full of men. And it's the first time that I got to thinking, what would I do if something were to happen to me out here on my run? So I went back and I started doing some research, and I found that Nike wasn't doing anything to solve this problem. Lulu wasn't doing anything to solve this problem. And I lived in athletic wear 80% of the day. So I needed some way to protect myself, or just keep all of my essentials on my body while I'm living my active life. And when I looked in the self-defense space in the gun world, there really just wasn't anything from a style or aesthetic perspective that fit my everyday life. And so I decided, you know what, I'm going to do something about this. I'm going to fuse the two worlds together, and I'm going to create a product that makes women feel empowered by being able to take responsibility for their own life and be prepared no matter what the everyday situations throw their way. And that's really how the idea of Alexo came to be.
Wow. So when you had that incident with the what you call the stalker, the van full of stalkers, basically, what was there anything result of that? Was it something you had to report, or was it just...
No, and that's a great question. And I always tell everybody, thankfully, my story ended there. These guys came over the hill, they rolled down their windows, they got really close to me on the road. And mind you, I'm running on these backcountry roads.
Right.
So, and there were 7 of them. And it was 7 against 1, if anything was going to, go beyond just the cat calling. But they rolled their windows down. They made the harassing comments and the cat calls, and then they drove off. But it was when they got to the end of the road and they circled back around and they did it again, is kind of when I had my uh-oh.
Oh, perfect. Awesome. How did everything go?
Good. I got the oil change, tire rotation done. I called the wheels, got that covered, and covered that ball. So
okay, everything else is good with engine.
Sorry, guys. I don't know if y'all can. There we go. All right.
This live Zoom, you never know.
You never know. This 2020 and 2021 have been full of surprises, especially with everyone doing Zooms at their house.
Right.
So no, to be expected. But so the car turned around, they followed me, and they did the same thing. And it was then when I had my aha moment of, what am I going to do if this escalates beyond the catcalls, beyond the harassing? And luckily, my story ended right there. I just got harassed. It's not fun. It's not comfortable to be harassed. And when I started going back and doing my research, I saw 54% of women choose to run or walk as their daily activity of choice. 80% of those women have at some point felt like their safety felt like it was being threatened. That's a huge percentage. And out of that, we started noticing that they said about 70% of those women were carrying some form of self-defense tool, whether it was mace, whether it was a taser, whether it was a pocket knife. And then we saw this extremely large number of women starting to go out and get their license to carry. And I said, if that many people, I mean, it was up 500% at that point when we started this company, and nobody was doing anything about it. And so I said that I'm going to solve this problem. There are millions of women that are experiencing this. Millions of women want to feel empowered. Millions of women want to live the best life that they can. And the best way for them to do that is to feel confident that they can handle whatever situation comes their way. And in doing that, defensive behaviors and taking a self-defense tool and being able to utilize it if you need to is actually one of the most confidence building things that you could do for yourself. And that's why I think it's so important to this whole idea of living this vibrant, healthy lifestyle. That is a huge piece to that entire puzzle.
So you think that, so this is very interesting. So how does fear, so do you think this helps with like a fear and safety and whatnot, if you have that confidence? And how has that worked for you? So you've had a transformation from your run where you had concern, probably a little bit of fear, but now you've stepped up. So that's an interesting step. And
absolutely.
Yeah. How did that make you, how's your state of being on that now than it was then, when you were like, oh my gosh, these guys are coming after me. I feel like I have to run away.
You know, it's funny because I always felt like I was a very independent, strong, capable woman. And it wasn't until I realized that I had to rely on somebody else in that situation to take care of me. And I didn't like feeling helpless. I didn't like feeling defenseless. And so I took the necessary steps that I need to get my license to carry. And when I started approaching everyday situations, being extremely prepared for whatever came my way, that was like a next level of confidence that I had just never experienced before. And on top of that, what I've identified through this entire process and really what we built the foundation of my company on was there's really 3 pillars that truly give you that peace of mind and that confidence. It's first and foremost, having a strong, sharp, tough, healthy mind. Then it's having a strong, tough, healthy body so that you can, if you are in a situation that you need to take care of yourself, you're equipped with the mental toughness, with the situational awareness, and with the physical capabilities to use the tool or whatever skills and training you have to take care of yourself. So those really are the 3 pillars that Alexo was built on. It's mental health, physical health, and the skills and the knowledge to be able to basically be prepared for whatever life throws your way. And in doing that, that is what we really truly believe is kind of what makes you the best, most capable version of yourself and really able to live that, like you say, that vibrant life.
So this is excellent. You have 3 pillars. How do you, and those aren't something you necessarily, it's not like a product to sell like your clothing line. But how do you get that information out to your customers and your friends and anybody else who's interested in this? Because we all know that training is absolutely critical for anything we do, especially handling dangerous things like firearms or driving a car or flying airplanes. So how do you advocate for all those pillars?
Well, I'm really glad that you asked that question because we actually have some really exciting news coming with Alexo as we grow and expand our company. We really want to be that #1 resource to go to, especially for like these 8 million new firearm owners that are out there. We know that about 40% of those are women, and a lot of them haven't ever had the training. They don't know where to go. So we want to be that resource, and we've got some really exciting things coming down the pipeline. The best way to find out about that information is to sign up for the Alexo newsletter. There's a place on our website, alexoathletica.com. And if you click on, there's like a drop down menu and it'll say sign up for our newsletter. We're going to be sending out all the information. You can be the first one to sign up for all of these really exciting things that we have coming down the pipeline, because we understand, like I said, that we don't just want to be something that sells you a pair of clothing and then leave you on your own.
Right.
We actually want to encourage you to be a safe, responsible firearm owner, but also to take those 3 pillars that we were talking about and really know, how do you improve your mental health? How do you improve your physical strength? How does that work together with overall preparedness in life? And so we have come up with some amazing solutions for that we're going to be announcing pretty soon. So I would love for all of you to sign up for that newsletter so we can get that information out to you first.
That's super exciting. And does it, do you get into like any kind of work-life balance? Because think about how, so if you have 8 million people who've purchased firearms and 40% of them women, now everybody's introducing something new into their household. What's the kind of like overall safety thing that you would really like to advocate for that? Because, I'm a safety guy, so I see that. And, I understand that also, but now you have 8 million people, 40% of them are women who
Sure. Well, there's so many things when it comes to safety that we talk about, especially within the firearm community. So safe storage is obviously extremely important for women, especially if you have young children in the house. So, putting together programs and being resources for people to go to that say, hey, what is the best type of storage? I've got a handgun, or maybe I have a rifle or a shotgun for my home defense tool, and they need to know how to store it. We're going to have answers to that. They're going to need to know not only how to store it, but if you're going to buy a tool such as a firearm and you're going to utilize that in your everyday life, if that's what makes you feel confident that you can take care of yourself and your family, if the situation arises that you need it, then you need to know how to use it. That's probably the biggest safety piece of advice I could give you is you've got to go get the training, because you need to know in a moment's notice how to safely use that firearm, be trained with it, know how your specific model operates, because not all guns work the same way. And so the safety training aspect with firearm use is extremely important, but it's no different really if you choose a blade. I mean, I would tell people that you need to have that stored in a safe place as well. You would need to be trained with a blade. A blade is very close hand-to-hand combat type of self-defense tool. And there's a level of training that comes with that you need to take serious so that you don't end up harming yourself in the middle of a fight. And so, yeah, absolutely. The safety component to this is really what is at the utmost of importance with us and with our company, because we just think that that's what makes our world, and especially like those in our country that are exercising this right, responsible firearm owners.
Right. You know what I'm really curious about? So tell us about your product line. I'd like to hear about the evolution. So first of all, how long have you been in business?
So we launched in October of 2017. So almost 3.5 years.
So not very long. So things have happened fast.
Yeah, things happen really fast.
So tell me about the evolution of that and where your product is now. And what I'd like to know about is when one of your customers
started to watch this thing that I joined.
Female customer buys your product, what's their first impression of the interface between wearing the firearm or their mace or their cell phone and a lipstick, whatever it is they want to carry? What's their user experience? I mean, I'd like to know that whole process.
Absolutely. Some of the best way to get, I think, the most like unbiased, unsolicited reviews is really to follow us on social media, because I can sit here all day and tell you how wonderful our products are, because I wear them 24 hours a day. And I think that they're amazing personally. But we get so many reviews. I get handwritten letters from customers ranging from FBI agents to college girls that tell me, and this is really the thing that makes the biggest impact on me, is they say, thank you for creating a product that makes me feel confident to take care of myself. And I'm like, it used to be when you put on a pair of Lululemons, you just felt like you were active. Even if you never worked out, but you just wore Lululemon all day, you felt like you were part of this active community. So immediately it made you feel like you were healthy and active too. And so the fact that we've been able to so closely associate and tie Alexo to confidence and empowerment truly just by putting on a brand can help people feel like, they've taken a step on their journey of self-reliance. And so we get just amazing feedback. The number one thing that we always get is the quality. Because I was in the fashion industry before this as a model. I've been in the TV hosting and the model entertainment space for over 15 years now. So quality was something that was very important to me. I didn't find a lot of products on the market that were up to my standard of quality from a feel. I wanted the fit and the feel and the fabric to feel amazing. I wanted it to lift you up in the right places, to suck you in, to smooth you out. So I had a lot of very specific things that I wanted with this product. When we launched with our first line contained, goodness, I'm trying to think back on all the products. Oh, we had 3 different pairs of leggings that had the built-in holsters. And then we had lifestyle pieces to match with it. Tank tops, t-shirts, and jackets. And those pieces intentionally didn't have built-in conceal carry capabilities because really that wasn't the only thing that we were going for with our audience. We wanted all women, whether they carried a firearm or not, to feel empowered and to feel extremely comfortable and just feel very sexy when they're wearing our clothes. So not every piece had built-in holsters to them, and that was by design. So from there, we really started to pick up steam with the concealed carry legging game. And that's obviously been like our number one seller, but we have really just differentiated ourselves in the market by being the only athletic brand that now offers running shorts, carry joggers, skirts. We have a full line of athleisure products that really seamlessly make it so easy for you to carry your self-defense tool, no matter what you want to wear. So whether you want to wear joggers or skirts or running shorts or leggings, we will always continue to make leggings. But we do offer the widest range of products in the concealed carry market for women.
And what's how many, I think it's a market that's actually been growing quite a bit. There's several stores that advertise. How many, when you started, how many offered that? How many companies offered?
I think there was one other company that had just started about the same time we did, but they weren't like an athletic brand. They weren't an athletic lifestyle brand. They really kind of focused on holsters and some other things. So we weren't really necessarily in the same market, but they did have a very similar product. I think they launched a concealed carry legging kind of the same time that we did. And so, but now, yeah, I mean, they're popping up left and right. It just shows you that there was a lot of white space in the market, and we're happy to start a trend. I'm excited to inspire so many of these other women that want to design something, that want to give other options. I'm seeing leggings pop up all the time in the concealed carry market, and they put different features on there. So we have a patent pending double pocket system on ours because it was very important to me that we made it not only work for a firearm, but we didn't want it to necessarily be so intimidating to people that didn't want to carry a firearm.
Right.
So we have the ability to put a built-in trigger guard into yours with our double pocket system that we do a patent on. So, any company hopefully that's coming up won't utilize that design, but they're coming up with other designs on their own. Some people have built-in trigger guards now. We see some people have retention straps on theirs. Our retention actually comes from the reinforced waistband itself. And a lot of our customers don't want the retention strap. Actually, the majority of them have asked us, please don't put a retention strap on there because it actually slows down our draw time. And I completely understand that. I'm a firearm instructor. I don't want a retention strap. That's the last thing I want to mess with as well. And mine feels completely retained as long as you stick within the weight limit of 23 ounces loaded weight or less.
So what kind of challenges have you had starting the business? Obviously, are you partner with your husband on this, or?
Yeah, my husband and I, my husband went full-time with the business 2 years ago now, when he just saw the exponential growth that we were having, and he really believed in everything that we were doing. And so he is 100% bought in and sold in. And I really couldn't run the company without him because I'm the big vision, ideas, and the relationship person, and he is absolutely the detail-oriented operations process guy. So I could not do this without him. But yeah,
isn't it amazing when you're not lone wolfing it and you release it to get help? It's magnificent.
Oh yeah.
So what is your vision? So obviously you've created a vision now. What's your vision 2-3 years from now?
Yeah, our vision 2-3 years from now is to launch some of these new initiatives that we're going to be launching, because my goal is to reach and to see every single person that carries some form of self-defense tool or is on this journey to be the most capable, self-reliant version of themselves that they can be in Alexo Athletica. That means putting people, we're launching a men's line this year. We've got so many more products coming down the line that you just wouldn't even imagine with Alexo. And then, like I said, continue to be that resource for men and for women, especially the new firearm owners, especially those that are interested in other forms of self-defense like Krav Maga, MMA, blade, hand-to-hand combat. I mean, we recognize that there's such a community, and there's millions of people that are out there that are quote unquote on this journey to self-reliance, and nobody is pulling them all in together. Nobody is out there bringing these people together to help with their mental health, to help with their physical health, and then also help them have the life skills and the knowledge they need to be prepared. And so that is truly what we want to do. We want to set ourselves apart in the athletic space. We know that we're carving out an entirely new niche. We know that there is really not a lot of competition right now within that specific market. And so really we want to dominate that market, and ultimately dominate it because we know that we are giving people tools to empower them and to give them this ability to live with confidence that they may not have at this certain point.
Cool. And are there any other challenges that you've come up with that you have?
Oh yeah, I forgot you did ask me that. Yes. Yeah. I mean, every entrepreneur, every business owner is going to face challenges, and we are definitely not immune from that. I mean, we found ourselves almost in, gosh, I laugh when I think back on this because I love telling this part of my story, because really as an entrepreneur, if you don't face challenges, you're probably not doing something right. But we thought that we were going to have to close our doors, I don't know, 10, 15 times between when we launched the company and today. Everything from almost getting sued by a multi-billion-dollar company because they said our logo looked too much like theirs, to our first US manufacturer stole our money, didn't deliver product. We really weren't sure how we were gonna make up for the next season, product not getting delivered on time. COVID. I mean, COVID shut all manufacturers down. We were shut down for 6 months. We couldn't produce anything. We didn't have any incoming inventory. We had to get really creative on how are we going to see that, how you get cash flow in the middle of a pandemic when you have no product to sell? Because our problem has always been, we sell out of our products so fast, and then you have to wait for the next shipment of stuff to come in. Right. And so, it's a good problem to have when you have continual production, but when your production shut down, then you're like, what am I going to do? So,
and I'm faced with the same thing with my stuff.
Yeah.
Same challenges, supply issues. And it's like one of the things you're like, oh, what's next? And COVID is a big deal. And how do you see that's affected your customers, COVID, with the, just the uncertainty for a year? I mean, are you getting any feedback about that?
The greatest thing about our clients is that we have the most amazing community. This community sticks by us through thick and thin. They are, if they know that we need them to pre-order something, which has really helped keep us afloat through a lot of these challenges, they jump on the board and they pre-order for us. I mean, like our clients that are buying our products, they don't want to see us go away. They love what we're doing. They love that because with a lot of our stuff, we're the only ones that they can buy joggers. We're the only ones that they can buy skirts with built-in holsters and running shorts. And if we go away, like it affects them. And so for them to jump on this bandwagon with us and come alongside of us and support us, I mean, we really couldn't do this without all these amazing women. And so we were just really transparent with them. I've always been an open book, and I will hop on Instagram and I'll tell people, please be patient with us. Our shipping center was shut down all last week because Texas was not prepared for winter snow. And so, we had just finished a huge sale, have a ton of orders to fill. And I just have to get on and say, hey, look, this is what we're dealing with. Thank you so much for your patience. And I think as long as we stay in communication with them, they're really receptive to that. And they just help us out so much along the way. So I'm extremely thankful and indebted to every single one of our customers that have just stuck in there with us through all the challenging times that we've had.
That's great. Hey, going back to the pillars, you talked about mindset and people's, where their mindset is.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of tell me about your journey on that, because it sounds like you're talking about transformation. You're talking about people, the way they see themselves in the world. So what's kind of your philosophy on that?
Yeah, I mean, honestly, like I didn't even know that when I talk about mindset, especially when it comes to self-defense, the situational awareness is really the first thing that pops into my mind. And I would have always thought that I was like a situationally aware person, but I didn't take it to the next step to actually think about, well, what would I do if, I'm situationally aware, but I can see somebody coming from 30 feet away. And what am I going to do if I have no form of self-defense tool on my body, or I don't have the physical strength to outrun a man, to fight him off, or anything like that? And so it was connecting the two pieces together, the situational awareness, the mental toughness and fortitude to say, you know what, I can push through any situation that comes my way. And yes, that works in self-defense, but really it's applicable to everything that we do in life. I mean, you have to be mentally tough to start a business. You have to be mentally tough. Having a child has made me even more mentally tough, So it's connecting all of these pieces in our life that eventually make a whole, healthy person. And so, yeah, I mean, my journey hasn't ended. Just because I'm at a certain point now with Alexa, there's still things that pop up all the time that I have to go back and check and say, hey, mentally, where am I now? And how do I get into that headspace of, thinking, like you talked a little bit earlier about life and work balance. I mean, that can get you out of whack mentally very, very quickly if you're not on top of it. And then where am I physically? If I want to help my child, if I want to be there to take care of him, to be the best mom that I can be, what am I doing for myself that's increasing my strength, my stamina, my endurance? Because I mean, you need those things to really be a good, capable parent, to take care of your kid if your kid's ever in an emergency situation. And so like those things I think about just very distinctly now in my life, and constantly having to work on it in my own self. I'm pregnant right now, and I'm having another one in August. Yay! I'm wearing my pink because we found out we're having a girl. So yeah. So, I even, there's days when, especially during pregnancy, where you don't feel like being all there mentally. You don't feel physically like getting up and doing the activities that you really want to do. But as I think about it and how it affects my life and my family's life as a whole, when I don't take care of myself, I realized to be able to take care of other people, I have to take care of myself.
Right.
And so there are those pieces that are just the non-negotiables for me that I really have to make sure are in line so that I can be that best version of myself for my family.
Yeah. Hey, folks out there on live Facebook, if you want to ask some questions, go ahead and type them in the comments section. It takes about 30 seconds delay. And I think, Amy, if you'd like to answer some questions.
Yeah, I'd love to.
Through. Okay, so as they come through, I'll bring them up. But in the meantime, tell us what you got going now for something for the folks to try out if they've never seen Alexa Athletica, and what's really great right now, and what do you have?
Oh yeah, well we just got a whole new shit in. Our tuck and carry joggers have just been wildly popular. Of course, we have our signature pant, which is, just like it says, it's our signature pants, our signature legging that helped us launch our company. We're on the 3.0 version right now with some of the updates. That's a wildly popular legging, especially for runners, because it has this extreme compression. It's got a complete ambidextrous design in the waistband that allows you to carry, if you're right-handed and you like to carry appendix, or left-handed appendix, or right and left carry kidney carry positions. So, and then it also has side pockets as well to keep all of your other essentials. Because we all know when you're running, if you're a runner, and especially if you're doing long distance training, you don't want to carry things in your hand. We solved that problem, because I never wanted to run with my keys, with my phone, with anything in my hands. And you've got over 10 storage places built into those pants, and they won't fall down because we have a reinforced waistband that won't allow your pants to move or to shift. Even if you put 4 firearms in there, as long as they're within the weight limit, your pants are not going to fall down. So, And then we've got, so skirts. I mean, skirts were a big request that we were getting, especially from women who have to dress up a little bit more from work. It still has an athletic edge to it with the athletic fabrics and the silhouette, but you can dress it up or dress it down. And so that's a fantastic option if you are just tired of wearing leggings every single day and but you still want the storage and ability to keep everything with you. Springtime is really fun because that's when we bring all of our shorts back. Like I said, we're the only ones that have concealed carry running shorts on the market. We've got 7 new colors that are coming in for spring. We've got all these like really fun patterns and things that we're playing with leggings and sports bras. We've got tank tops coming. And then we've got a really awesome, never seen before everyday pant. And I can't wait to share this with everyone once we get ready to launch it, because again, it gives you the opportunity to not just have to wear leggings every day. You can still have that laid back athletic look, but if you want to dress them up, you're going to be able to do that as well. So that's all coming. Hopefully there won't be any delays. I mean, everyone knows shipping delays right now have been kind of crazy. So we're hoping to have all those new products in the middle to the end of March, and then they'll be here ready for the spring and the summertime. So
excellent. Hey, I got a message from Kendall. She says, would you ever consider a maternity item, since now that you're
Hi, Kendall. Good to see you, by the way. So it's really funny because I've obviously been thinking a lot more about maternity and how do we do this. My number one concern when I'm pregnant, well, I can't fit into my Alexos. First off, they're extremely uncomfortable because they're so compressive, but it's how do you carry in a safe position, you know, that you're not flagging your baby or it's not pointed in an unsafe position or anything like that. So we've definitely given some thought to that. We don't have anything coming within the next couple of months, but it's something that the team is working on right now because we're realizing that our demographic, our audience, the people that are buying our stuff, they're in baby making ages and they don't want to have to sacrifice their self-defense or their defense of their family for 9 months just because they don't have a comfortable way to carry. So it's definitely on our mind, and hopefully we'll have a solution for you guys soon.
Nice. Let's see, what else did somebody say? How about plus sizes?
You know what? So glad that you asked that question. Yes. I mean, obviously, when you're a small startup, my husband and I, we launched this company and financed it all ourselves. We didn't take outside investors. We didn't go and take loans out. We put what we were comfortable making that risk. And we really had to that means we were limited on the sizes that we could make right off the bat. But as we've been growing, yes, we are adding to that. We've got so many plans for the future because we get requests for that all the time. And we really love to listen to any recommendations, especially for products or sizing. Send it our way. If you feel comfortable DMing us or shooting us an email and letting us know your measurements, we would love to know that because that helps us get an idea of what our customer base is looking for and how we can make the best products for everybody.
Hey, Amy, it's time to switch over to our next speaker. This was absolutely fabulous. And I look forward to, our future working together on next project. And awesome. I love your message. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Cliff. And thank you everybody for tuning in.
All right. Take care.